How's everyone doing? Oh, we got the staff out today. Got the staff out today. Um, by the way, I'm wearing sunglasses because I have a migraine. That's why I'm wearing them. Not to just look cool. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's okay. Is it March 4th? I forget what day it is. I put March 4th. I think today's March 5th. March 5th. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? The words that came through when I woke up this morning is, are we done yet? For myself, I will say that I underestimated the amount of transformation that Pluto was going to bring into my own life and what it's bringing into the life of all of us at some level. This is a really deep purge we're in. You know, it's tough because it's like I just want to show up and give you guys some new news. But, you know, we have to look at that. We have to look at the cyclical nature of our own lives, but also the quality of transformation that occurs through these passageways. So when it comes to transformation, okay, transformation at a deep cellular level, and the transformation of our partnerships, the transformation of our own life, transformation of our communities, and the transformation of our journey, it takes time, I guess you could say. You know, I don't like saying that it takes time because I don't want to stick anything into a linearity, but the truth is, and this is what the dragon said to me a while ago, is that time is essentially a series of now moments that string together that create a process. Okay, so we are in a process of transformation. It is really a profound shift. That is the quality. Oh, thank you so much, Trippy. Thank you for your donation. You know, it's one of those that this level of transformation, allowing this process to unfold organically in our lives, is allowing it to be exactly what it is, right? And right now, there's so many like little, I'm noticing that right now, what is up for review is that our universe is going to show us everywhere we still have triggers, everywhere we're still holding on to programming, old belief systems, old ideology, and it's going to be shown to us. And as a result, we have the opportunity to shift it in whatever direction we need to, right? So for myself, every year, March 3rd, 3/3 is always a very catalytic day for me. It's always like whenever 3/3 hits, I'm able to witness where I'm going in my journey. So 3/3 is always a revelation of what my next point or my next destination is. And it happens in these like 2 to 3 year cyclical adventures where I get 3/3, I get a moment of a glimpse of what my future is, and then it's about the process of the alignment of landing there. Okay. As a result, that requires us allowing us to transform, okay, at a deep intrinsic level. I have to look at like where I've been in the energetics, and I've been trying to tie it into astrology. The beautiful thing about astrology, so I'm going to give some hope to all of us today. Sun conjunct Jupiter. I mean, right there is so much opportunity to thrive within the realms of spiritual abundance, for miracles, for opportunities to show up for us. And that right there for me is my key signal of hope, right? Is Sun conjunct Jupiter, is going, wow, okay, we have an ability to expand at a deep intrinsic level, and miracles are available. You know, I'm trying to keep this as broad of a collective theme as possible because I'm still internally processing, right? So even myself today, my universe was like, you can stay offline. And it's like, you know what though? I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep showing up because this is really, doing these daily messages is important for me. I'm just going to state that there and leave it there. But for all of us right now, okay, the two main focuses that have been highlighted themes in my own reality, okay, have been about the transformation and the renewal of home, okay? So with all of this really deep connection available to us right now, it's about what our spiritual home, what our divine home means to us, whether this is something externalized, physicalized, materialized within the reality. We could see it as the form, as the body. We could see it as the structure of our own home. We can also see it as the connection to our soul essence, right? There is this deep dive as also as this recognition of how we can thrive within connecting to our own home, which is our own universe. And last night, the cry could be felt so deeply. The pain within the collective was like, and even my own journey, whatever wave of men I'm connecting with right now, very much so wanting to come back home, right? So whether this is to your starseed lineage, whether it's to a home planet, whether it's to God, whether it's to the light, whatever it is, there's been a lot of energy, that's been showing up to command back what our spiritual home means to us. So we're ending the division, the divide and conquer, the debate, the ruling, and allowing ourselves to arrive at a place of peace from within and what it means to be the eternal essence, right? To be source, to be eternal. That is the choice point with right now. I was noticing like kind of like how I can put an energetic theme or an artistic signature on what's been occurring in my own life has been witnessing all of the battle without and all of the battle within and going, right now I need to go vertical, which is training our belief systems for when we need to detach or unplug from the horizontal and everything occurring around us to go into what we might see as hermit, to connect deeper to what our divine essence is and what that true beauty of our connection is, regardless of what's going on. Now, in regards to this with home, comes in and through our, what I would call our spiritual authority, okay? Which means that when it comes to our spiritual authority, we're not a whipping boy of the divine. We're no longer enslaved to the energetics. What we are is empowered within our purpose and within our process to be able to stand firm in all that we are and to say, thou shalt not cross. Hence why the staff is out. Hence why the staff is out, but also hence why all the colors are showing up right now. It's because the true blue, right? For me, this provides a lot of, like, color for me provides a lot of softness and a lot of clarity. But also when I stand firm in who I am as my energetic foundations, I also give myself the opportunity to find empowerment within the realms of the divine. Not from a place of divine and conquer, but a place of knowing what's allowed within the home and not. Right? Home base, home front is the multidimensional container, which we would speak of as the form. Right? So all the processes going through the form, how we treat the form, how we respect the form, but also to what we're allowing within our own realm, within our own energetics, that doesn't serve the processes that we are all calling forward here and now for ourselves. Everyone's process is differently. It's different. I'll say no two ways are the same. And this is why we can't essentially, quote unquote, copycat what other people are doing, because we really have to find within us our unique expression, our unique soul signature, what that means for us and what processes we're allowing and no longer allowing for ourselves. So the word future of humanity comes forward too, right? But once again, is if we don't start with the self, how does that weave into the collective? So a part of the spiritual authority is not from a place of hierarchy. It's from a place of knowing, saying, once again, the staff, thou shalt not cross. That's the Gandalf. That's taking our power back. And it's not from a place of war. There's no swords here. But it's from a place of, yeah, not conquering or division either. It's coming from a place of wholeness and wellness to say, I am not going to receive that form of treatment anymore. Right? Especially when it comes to the processes that are unfolding within the collective, right? And so even myself, right? Really deep grieving last night, really deep grieving, having to sit with Mother Earth, okay, to create that. I myself don't want to fight for my beliefs anymore. I don't want to fight for my peace. An eye for an eye, the whole world will go blind, right? And the thing is that we can choose to either accept certain situations and conditions just as they are and do what we can to repair them and repair them within the networks. Or we can gift ourselves an opportunity to just say, no more, I'm sorry, and start cutting those things out of our lives. Detaching from those stories and narratives where we still have to play in that. So Pluto, all this transformation coming through, it's also gifting us an opportunity with really, really, really great clarity right now to say what we stand for and what we stand, I guess you could say, against. Stand against. And so it's really one of those where right now that is all the reconditioning is, what our energetic home is, what our foundation is, and what our connection is. Okay. So for myself, it was this cry for God last night. It was like, I just need God in my life. I need God in my life. I need God in my life. That was my expression of it. Okay. And it was perfect just as it is. It wasn't this, dogmatic cry or dogmatic call, but it was just this necessary knowing within me that there is this presence of the Divine Father that we're crying out for. Where did the Father go? There's so many ripples of masculine distortion whipping through. especially with all this Mars energy, especially with Pluto as well, is I've been sitting here crying going, where's the Divine Father? The soft masculine, the kind masculine, right? And that even includes within my own self. This isn't crying out loud for something externally of me. It's finding it from deep within. Where did it go? Where did the male go? Where did the father archetype go? The one that's powerful and strong, but the one that's nurturing as well. So we're calling forward the balanced expression of this. Some of us need that balanced expression right now to wake up the child. Right? Have you ever tried to wake up your inner child in the middle of a war? Some people can. We got some really kick-ass inner children. But some of us are calling forward that subtle divine father to come in to hold us and to embrace us and say, the war is over. You're okay, little one. Breathe, you know. But we also have to stand up for our sovereign right to say no more to any of those distortions, including the drama, you know, the pain body. We have to look at humanity's addiction to suffering, guys. That's what we have to look at. A part of awakening to the next stage of these realities is saying no more to the addiction of suffering within my own life and within the cellular form of all of the collective. And that's been the key thing, is saying, guys, where do we end the addiction to suffering? Why are we suffering? We don't have to suffer anymore. And we're not just looking at materialistic suffering, right? Like not having enough of something. We have to look at emotional suffering. And making the conscious choice to say, I do not agree with that anymore in my life. I'm sorry. I love you, you know. And luckily, here's what's really good right now. Here's what's beautiful about the divine connection and what the divine home means to us. The catalytic moment of these triggers is pushing us into a place, space, and time where we can remember. It's pushing us to our greatest resource. It's pushing us outside of our comfort zone, outside of our limitations, to find what we need to harness our own nature and our own nurture here and now. Is it the goddess? Is it God? Is it light? Is it the Pleiades? Is it Gaia? Right? Myself last night, it was like, oh, I need Gaia right now. And as soon as it came down to sit down and started to connect with her, she goes, I'm glad you're building this connection with me. Welcome home. You know, that's the thing, is we can take, us as alchemists, can take these triggers and catalysts and use it to be the propulsion forward to move us into a direction, into a tonality or a quality that provides us the spiritual abundance that we're looking for. That's the right timing right there of Sun conjunct Jupiter, guys. That's the spiritual abundance, the expansion, the opportunity, the miracle. Miracle healings, miracle connection, miracle knowing. Remembering that you are the miracle. From start to finish, you are the miracle. Now, as a result, these feeling states don't feel so miraculous. But once again, part of our transmutation, part of our alchemy, is where is the nugget of gold within the mud of this transformation for ourselves? We do not seek it. We just kind of allow it to arrive exactly as it is. The more we seek, the more we could get rabbit holed. But in every now moment, can we witness the magic, witness the miracle of what this transformation is providing us? Right? And recognize that right now, there's a lot triggered off in the world, including my own life. Right? And we got to focus and highlight what matters most to us, what our value system is. It's a rediscovery process. We're remembering what it is to unite. We're remembering what it is to be unity. We're remembering what it is to belong to peace. We're remembering what it is to belong to our own transformation as well, which means that we are allowed to have our process. We also have to make sure and to reflect, especially in all the relationships and connections, that we can have our process without fears of abandonment coming up. Right? So when we look at the hermit energy, which is very much so necessary for us right now, For some of us, to stay away from the catalyst, we have to look at, am I hermiting because I don't want to feel or see my own programming? Or am I hermiting because I really need to find my own light today and find my own way? It's up to you to decide that. It's up to us to go within and to see what that is for ourselves. So we're having to disengage. Everyone's pushing the buttons. The blocks are falling. We're coming into our divine connection and our divine knowing today. What does that connection mean for us? Where does it sit within the body? How does it sit within the body? How does it look outside of our reality? Can we harness and embody what this divine love or what this Christos tone is for us? And allowing it to just be within the form and radiate out gloriously just as it is. Right. We're awakening at so many different levels right now. But as a result, home is on the forefront. About us as the home. That we are the container for the spiritual connection. And we can thrive within that place. And a lot of that is standing with our spiritual authority, with our power to say, thou shalt not cross anymore. I love you, I honor you, I bless you, I thank you. But I'm going to turn this one over. And that's been a big one, is surrendering the fight. It's surrendering the war. It's surrendering the discord. It's surrendering the push, pull, tear, standing in our mastery and stating, aho, I see you, but no more. And we can do that. We can say good riddance to these belief systems. We can say good riddance to these people. We can say good riddance to this polarity. We do not have to accept it anymore. All right. So it's returning back to what matters most to us. Feel your pain if you need to. Cry it out. Kick it out, scream it out, especially the sacred rage. The anger has been up, up, up. Guys, Moon in Aries, right? It's going to be a little bit more of that. For me, I have a fire sign placement in my moon sign, so of course that's just going to double the energy. And we've got a lot of, here, I'm not going to say astrologically, because we do have it a little bit, but I'll just say here, there's a lot of air energy. Migraines today, crown chakra, third eye, pulsing. Really dry in the weather here. There's a lot of wind here, which means that the Aries is here, which means that we're arriving at freedom. When the winds pick up like this, for me, it's always like, okay, multidimensionally, we're going through a lot, right? Yesterday, I was shown a salad chopper. The salad spinners where you put the leaves of lettuce in and you bump it up and down and the salad starts spinning. That's the tornado, right? And these multi-dimensional kind of tornadoes are kind of flying through right now. As I'm looking at a RV here that says cyclone, that are coming through and just cleaning up a lot of garbage from our own lives, cleaning up a lot of messes, right? So we do have to take a moment to really stand in our spiritual authority and to say, what are we not going to allow anymore in our own lives? Really take back our power as well. To stand soft and firm in all that we are and all that we know. So connecting back to our home, to our eternal self. Connecting back to our eternal knowing. Where does that place rest within you? Is it Pachamama, Gaia, Tara? Is it with the dryads, with the trees? Is it with community? Is it with the sun? Is it with God? Is it with Sophia? You choose for you what's right for you in this now moment to reclaim your home. And the more we reclaim our home, the more we find our intrinsic value. The more we say yes to us and to our soul light and to our soul inheritance, which is the gifts of the divine within our DNA, within the process of transmutation, within the cycles of transformation. We're now providing ourselves a new opportunity to grow and to listen. What matters most to you today? Value that. Care for it. Love it. But also challenge yourself to see beyond your own limitations and beyond your expectations. Because with Sun conjunct Jupiter, once again, miracles in full effect. What is that miracle for you? What is that miracle for you? And what does that miracle mean for you? Because at the end of the day, you are the miracle. You're witnessing the miracle every moment you wake up and take a breath. When you look in the mirror, you're looking at a miracle right there. But there's a difference between saying it knowing it, believing it, and feeling it. We are one with the divine, and it's time for us to feel that and to awaken what this new masculine concept is within all of us, within all these tonalities and within all these ranges. What does it mean to be that connection of the father and of the masculine, especially as we're seeing such great collapse of a lot of those old civilizations that were masculine focused, that were hierarchical in conditioning and design, and that were propagating separation. Okay. So this is requiring us to really connect back within with what that means to us and how it matters the most. Some of us are really craving that right now. And what does that do? Break down, break open, break through. Break down, break open, break through. Break down, break open, break through. It's what helps us to release the resistance, to let go, to surrender, to open up our hands and say, I can't. Which is stating what we're doing is back to the spiritual authority. Is we're saying, right now this can't, and this bridge needs to be built between heart and mind so these can be on the same track, and that unifies back with the unified self. So there is a lot of triggers that are being pushed right now. There's also a lot of initiations, guys. So a lot of initiation into our spiritual authority, into taking our power back, into reclaiming our gifts, into reclaiming our sovereignty, also requires us to tune and listen, but also to recognize that the universe will send helpers as masters that will come forward and will push those buttons to see how you react. Remember what you call forward into existence. These initiations are dissolving the struggle out of our lives. The more we say no, or the more we allow the transformation to occur, the more the edges soften, and the more we come into a place of beauty within our own lives. And that was a really big key theme was, wow, and this is what I've been feeling for myself, at least, and can reflect this outward, is this transformation right now. Once it's done, I'll be left with nothing but pure love and pure light. But as a result, we have to just kind of go through this. Create that time to nurture our own tone, to nurture our own form, to care for our own self, and to allow this magical roller coaster ride to take us exactly where it needs to take us. I don't have to control it. I don't have to manipulate it. All I have to do is compose myself as being the instrument of the divine, connect to that space, and allow my heart song to sing through. So what does that mean to be an instrument of the divine? It's connected to your universal orchestration. Connect back to your universal orchestration and allow that flow to carry you exactly where you need to go. Yeah. Country roads take me home to a place I belong. Right? And that's the clearing call for a lot of us right now. Is we know we're at the trailhead, we know the opening somewhere, and we're just going, can I get a little nudge in the direction of where I need to go to feel safe, secure, to find my family, to find my loved ones, and to get set out on where these new journeys take us forward. And as a result, we're collapsing right now. A lot of pathways, a lot of belief systems, a lot of structures. We're also collapsing a lot of rules because we recognize that within the quantum, rules are meant to be broken, which means that we can't have a rule. We can't. We can have an energetic signature, we can have an energetic quality, we can have an energetic guideline that we follow, but we can't have rules. Rules create fixed states of consciousness, and those rules always need to be broken when we're entering the quantum, especially in the reigns of freedom and sovereignty. And there's no handbook, guys. Some people have it. Some people have a handbook that they follow. But those of us that are disengaging from those belief systems are also recognizing there is no handbook for this right now. This is just fresh slate of creation. This is divine law. This is divine command. But this is also requiring us to have some spiritual maturity and some emotional maturity as well. Which means that we have to let the past be the past, let what's done be done, and re-engage with who we are here and now as the new. That's the quantum. It's the now moment that gives us the present, right? That's the gift. So returning to the now moment, rediscovering where we're at our energetic foundations, securing our energetic foundations, fortifying that within our connections, stabilizing, balancing there, breathing with that space and going, this is exactly where I need to be right now. At the end of the day, that is home. Here and now is the home. Now, if there is a future home for us, right, or a future connection or a travel point, right, is we also now have to start preparing what are those action steps to get to that creation, right? So we opened up the pathway. The pathway's here. The pathway is nowhere outside of you. It actually is existing within you here and now, that divine pathway, that divine plan. So now that we open up, expand, okay, and we breathe into the divine plan that exists within us, that has always existed within us. It's where does that plan take us? Where does that pathway take us? And can we surrender to that plan exactly as it is and exactly as it needs to be right now? Whether you feel broken up right now and just completely battered and torn, or whether you feel at oneness with everything, whether you're deeply connected or deeply separated, either way, it's about you valuing what matters most right now, which is you, and what your spiritual container creates for you in every now moment. We can surrender we can surrender the rest of it, right? No thing is lost on this journey. We gain momentum, we gain value, we gain wisdom. No thing is lost. But we have to stop trying to own things as well as a result of that, which means that we have to let go. We have to repair our feeling states, repair our connections to God's source light, to the original creator of our soul, repair our connection to the soul, to the Father, to the Mother, to the Christ, to the child, whatever it is that you want to call it, to the crone, to the elemental. It's about you repair right where you're at and what you need the most for your medicine right now. Because this is the journey. Okay. Right. So there are things that are coming up for us, guys, things that we need to let go of. Even in my own life, I'm seeing it. You know, and I go, man, this comes back to the addiction of suffering that we're going through within humanity, which is, of course, going to be a part of the global collapse. When everyone is used to the mud and a majority of the collective has never stepped into heaven for even a split second, a lot of that can feel unfamiliar, and letting go of the old news, the old stories, the old themes, the old calendar. Right? And so we're now coming into a place of really stepping into what this newness means for us and allowing it to just swarm in with the love and beauty and excellence it needs to really hold us right where we're at with who we are. Okay. You are the embodiment of love. You are the embodiment of miracles, and you are the embodiment of greatness. But I can't tell that for you. You have to find that within yourself. Once again, it's different to say it than to know it, than to believe it, than to feel it. And we're trying to step into the place where we all can feel that for ourselves, because that feeling state is what matters the most. That's when you know it's sitting right within your energetic signature, that it's also going to split through the quantum realms. It's going to be shared and shown through the quantum realms, and you'll be able to receive based upon that energetic vibration or that energetic currency that you are holding. Okay. That's that intrinsic quality and the intrinsic value, what matters the most to you, but at a baseline fundamental frequency level, right? So for myself, it's emotions, which is love. Just being love. And I'll say this right now, guys. I think one of the hardest things to do is to be love. It shouldn't be this hard. It actually should be a lot easier to be love. But what I'm stating is that there's still so much discord and so much aggression and rage within our communities, within our homes, within the collective, that it can be really hard to stand as love right now. Especially as we're seeing obliteration of the whole New Age programming, right? Because there's a lot of people that go, oh, you're a light worker, you love. New Age yoga, not everything's rainbow. I get it. But I also know about miracles. And I will continue to believe in that storyline that exists, where nothing exists but love, but unconditional love. And I know that those realities can be created here and now. I also know, too, it's not going to be easy to create those and to propagate those. To bring that into awareness that everything is love and everything is returning to love. Okay? It's not going to be the easiest path, and that's why a lot of people say, that's not true, that's not happening. Try being pure love in every now moment with everything you encounter. It's not an easy path. That's why a lot of people don't choose it and stay in the discord and stay in the chaos and stay in the drama, because they know how hard it is to push through all of that trigger, all of that fear, all of that judgment, all of that pain, all of that shame, all of that guilt, to let it go, to let it fall, and return everything back to the beauty of you. When you wake up into a third dimensional system and you walk through life in the 3D environment, it's so easy to propagate hell. But do you know how worth it you are within the heaven of your own form, which is your heart light on, shining, glowing, expanding, effervescent, knowing, clear, kind, and soft. It's not easy to stand as that. But no one said it would be easy. But we did know it would be worth it. And so we keep doing that. We keep imagining those realms where these things will happen. Don't lose focus, guys, in who you are. Don't lose focus of what matters the most to you and what feels right for you, especially in the dance with polarity. Because dance with polarity is a dance with the divine. And what we're doing is we're strengthening the resilience of our inner child right now. We're strengthening our knowing. We're strengthening our connection. We're strengthening our home, and we're rebuilding it. Guys, we're builders. We're ancient builders. Allow the collapses to occur, because we will build again. And not from a place of the old, but from a place of renewal. So you will rebuild your spiritual home. You will rebuild your container. So when these things fall, when these collapses happen, when these catalytic moments occur, you will be born again. You will be born again. You will rise up. You will find who you are. And I promise you, you will feel better. It's just right now, the way the energetics are set up, they're set up in such a way where we have the opportunity to drink from the waters of the divine and allow it to take us exactly where it's supposed to take us, which means a lot of transformation, a lot of healing, and more clarity to come. All right. But it's about inviting that in, welcoming it in, embracing it fully, and allowing the magic to work through you. And as a result, your reality will catch up to this new internal condition. We just have to hold it long enough to see the beauty, to see the miracles, and to see the magic show up for us. So we're going to keep aligning ourselves to our opportunities for ourselves. We're going to keep aligning to the soul essence. We're going to keep qualifying our energies. And also affirming our spiritual boundaries, spiritual authority here, right? Hence why we've got the staff out. The clarion calls out. Our power's on. No more. To certain things. But we also trust. We trust. We trust. We allow. We surrender. And give away the rest. Okay. It's deep. And into the deep we go. It's deep. These are not shallow waters, people. These are not shallow waters. This is very deep. But either way, we're ready for it. Right? So we're going to keep showing up. We're going to keep sharing. We're going to keep shifting our belief systems. And we're going to keep discovering what it is within us that is our unique expression, that's our unique blueprint. And we're going to stay connected there to the best of our abilities. But just be mindful, guys. When we collapse, when we go into separation, we play that off. We work through the belief system, we work through the programming, and bam, when it's done, we expand back, we reconnect. So today, take a moment to reconnect back to all that you are. Expand into that place of knowing and hold it as long as you can to let yourself know that you're cared for, you're safe. And it's okay to be comfortable within the uncomfortable. And it's also okay to relax into the shit. Because shit means that stuff's going on. Shit means that you're unraveling. Shit means that you're transforming. And shit means that it's going to get better. You have to trust your alchemy. Trust your knowing. Trust that you're being held, that you're being supported, that you're being cared for. Whether it feels like it or not, whether it feels yucky, whether it shakes you to your core, or it aligns you to your true pathway. It's really up to you to feel this fully now. Holding light, being right. What's up, guys? All right, I'm going to take these off. Oh, my God. Ow! Headache today. I'm going to read a little bit. Yeah. Thank you, David. I'm just reading. Just reading. Yeah. And guys, we're in that period of revelation too. I want to state that that's been such a theme through 2021 was the revelation. So we're going to step more into our knowing. We're going to see clearer many different things, you know. We just have to trust that. We have to trust that. We also have to trust the upgrades. I don't know about all of you. I got a headache. I'm tired of thinking. But remember, are we there yet? Laugh at it too, guys. That was a big one. I woke up this morning getting screamed at by whatever the heck was going on, right? Because some of us have been getting punked by spirit for a long time, and we ain't getting punked anymore by the divine. I was like, are we done yet? I just woke up like, are we freaking done yet? There's a new approach to this that's unveiling within all of our lives right now. And it is how to have our command, how to have our spiritual warrior and our spiritual authority without having to dive right into war and without having to be really, we're finding a way to do that. And this is the arrival of the new father, which is really deeply connected to the mother, right? So that's that return to Sophia. That's the return to the miracle, right? The return to the everything, the return to the nothing. Into the return of her mysteries being revealed to us as love, as unconditional love, by the way. It's unconditional love, right? So, and a part of that return to unconditional love, guys, for all of us, is that a lot of us haven't felt that before. We don't want to negate the human attraction or the human component, but when the human is playing the way it's playing, sometimes we have to take that break away and go, what's going on up there? Where's the divine at? Right. So we have to be our own advocates to spirit as well. We have to be our own advocates to God, to the universe, whatever you want that to be, to advocate to yourself and say, hey, enough of this is enough. Create that communication link with your own divine essence to see what you're going to allow in, what you're going to keep playing into, what realms and themes and pathways you're going to keep propagating, or whether or not you're going to allow yourself to go through a reset and a renewal, right? Anyways, how's everyone doing? Thank you for being a part of my process. Thank you for being a part of my alignment. And thank you for showing up here, guys. It's these morning messages mean a lot to me. And there's been many mornings that I wake up and spirit's like, don't go live today. And I'm like, this is important to me, right? This is a good way for me to wake up, to start my morning. It puts me in a routine. I like it. And it's something that's going to stay for a little while. But also got to take care of ourselves too. We also got to take care of ourselves. So focus on what makes you feel good today. What's going to provide you that opportunity, right? Because it's really important. Yeah, feeling deep and quiet today. Same here. Same here. It's kind of a day of just being with the books, being with the resonant frequency, harmonizing with Gaia, harmonizing with the planetary ascension cycle, harmonizing with unity consciousness, and just kind of being with that. I'm in that same boat, you know, where it's just I just kind of want to be silent and in nature and to listen. That's a really beautiful place of reflection, guys. It's a beautiful place of reflection. It gives us the opportunity to find our own wisdom, to find our own clarity and truth. And so if you need to just be still and be quiet today, by all means, please be it. Be with that, right? Be with that. Yeah. Yeah, Tanya, I agree. Your light will come back on, guys. Because that was really cool. Organic just said, you know, she hasn't been able to speak light lately. It just doesn't come on. Your light will turn back on. It's just once we're done with our unraveling, once we're done with our contraction, we will step back into expansion. But you just kind of have to let yourself go through your process. Right, Betty? That was me last night too when I was crying to God. I was in tears, but it wasn't sad tears. It was like welcome home. Right? Welcoming in what that divine Father means. Because, you know, if we look at how we're anchoring in the energetics of the Father, of the purified Father, it's got to push through a lot of masculine distortion that's been sitting for about 26,000 years or longer. Let's look at how long there's been a propagation of masculine distortion within, you know, places like Atlantis, other long-lost civilizations that have occurred, that have created a lot of really false and distorted masculine constructs that we have to dissolve. Guys, we're also under, you know, a really big war right now over, now I'm not saying physically, guys, like I'm not, you know, there's a whole, there are things that are being released right now, stargates that are being rediscovered, things like that, and there's a war over stargates right now. And that's affecting us. Right. And as a result, there's actual, you know, there's real stuff going on that is going through in the collective, and some of us is some of it is affecting us because of whether we hold that connection within our own system, within our own form. You know, we don't have to engage with it. We just keep propagating peace and keep surrendering everything to the law of one, you know, and let the storylines play out as they are. And it can feel tricky to navigate, but you know, if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me, foundersoflight@gmail.com. You can also book a session, foundersoflight.org. If my website's still up, I don't know if my website's still up. I don't know. You can try. If my website's down, guys, and you want a session, just reach out to me via email. Because once again, you know, we just keep showing up, keep doing what we're doing. But, you know, I want to end it on this note, okay? This morning I woke up, and I woke up to a donation for $20.22. And first off, thank you to that individual who sent that $20.22. I appreciate you. It's going to help me eat and to get my website up, pay for my business. But there was something that was really unique about that number and a reminder for myself. Thank you, Catherine. Is that 2022 for us is a year where we go home. 2022 is a big year. There was something about that because, like, the thing is that we tend to put a lot of these cycles and dates that are in the calendar. we can pedestal it, right? 22, the year of the builder. Oh my gosh, you know, all these 222 codes, all these 222 gateways, like everything is the 2, and we're building and we're finding balance. And it's like right now, it's like, are you kidding me? And it was a nice subtle reminder from the divine to say, hey, this is a huge year. And just remember, guys, the lower you go, the higher you fly. The peaks and the troughs, think about a waveform. Up and down, just like a waveform. Energetic signature, right? So the higher the frequency, the peaks and troughs are shorter. The lower or denser the frequency, the longer the waveform is. Which means that the peak might not be as high, but it lasts a little bit longer, and the trough might be lower and lasts a little bit longer. Because once again, when we're working through density, what we would speak of as shadow, that is a longer waveform. Light has a higher frequency bandwidth, which means that the waveform is closer together, which means the peaks and troughs are a little bit closer. So our resilience might be feeling, if we're working in that higher octave or in that higher range, right? The transformation cycles are quicker. But when we're working through the density, that the slower waveform has a longer peak and a longer trough, right? So if you're in the trough and it feels longer than normal, just note it's because you're working through that density. You're working through all of the polarity within that energetic vibration, within that waveform, within that function. Okay? So allow the signature to be what that signature is. Allow the signature to work through its polarity, and know you will rise up again. We can make this effortless on ourselves. We just allow it to be as such, and to know, hey, I'm collapsing into transformation right now, and I will reconnect. So, oh, thank you, Twitty. So, Twitty, what is the best way to donate to your work and support? PayPal.me/foundersoflight. After this, I'll have links in the description box with Cash App and Venmo. PayPal would be good. You can also support Patreon if you want to. It's entirely up to you. I appreciate you guys. You know, Betty said something too. Last year I was told I had 2 years, but still not 100% what that means. You know, I've been told the same thing recently. I've been told 3 months. 3 months, Corey, you have 3 months. And I don't know what it means for myself. You know, here's the thing is that a lot of the templating structures that we go through are in 2-year cycles. So when we receive a new divine blueprint, it's basically our recipe. Like, so you can think of a template as a recipe. So someone's like, here's your grocery store list. Now you got to go to the grocery store and get everything on the list. You could see the template as the list, and then it's up to you in your day-to-day experience to go through all the activations, all the sequences, all the anchoring, and all the experiences and lessons to fulfill that blueprint. Once you fulfill that blueprint, you get a new blueprint and you start off on a new stage. But it will take a minimum for most templates to take 2 years if you're in an accelerated growth pattern and if you're listening. But these templates can take longer because it's not about the time frame of how long you've held the template for. It's about completing the template, right? So essentially, it's a part of you gaining your mastery and going through your soul's evolution that you agreed to have in this cycle of planetary ascension, right? So when it comes to fulfilling a template or fulfilling a blueprint, we'll anchor the blueprint, and then it's up to us to receive the codes, the experiences, the lessons, and the wisdom from that. Once the template is done, it's wiped. We go through a template wipe, we go through a grid wipe, we go through a purification, we go through restructuring and anchoring of a whole new template, and then we realign everything based upon those codes. And so it really is about our divine alignment, and it's about our template, our blueprint, and what it means to us. And if you are a blueprinter too, is that a lot of us are in the process of creating what these new blueprints are, which means that it's not going to fit into any other person's ideology. It's not going to fit into another way shower, because you are the one that's showing the way on that reality. You're the one that is building that blueprint. So it's going to be entirely up to you with your freedom, your free will, your choice, connecting to your sovereignty and connecting to your own knowing that is going to create what that template is. Yep, very much so. And this is why it's important to step into the template, to really step into the template and go, what do I need to do here and now? And that's back, guys, that's back to that reconnection of the divine. Why am I here, right? My declaration of intention is to serve my source, right? If I'm aligning to my divine blueprint, what is it that I need to do today to fulfill my blueprint? So I can propagate those pathways of ease, grace, and flow, and that I can go through this experience and I can get out from underneath the madness of the mess. And you can meditate and reflect on this and listen. Okay. And if you need help with this, reach out. foundersoflight@gmail.com. We work with templates. Some of us need to go through template wipes. Sometimes we need to purify our 12-tree grid connection, right? And secure our new energetic foundations and the energetic points, clean up the messes, right? And some of us also need to upgrade our blueprints and upgrade our templates. And I have sessions for that available. So if you guys need assistance with that, please reach out. If money's an issue, just ask, right? Corey's like full-time still showing up and serving his source. So if we need to work out a donation session or something like that, please, just reach out. But I also ask you to reach within. I also want to empower you to be able to have the tools, skips, and abilities to be able to do this and to meditate and to reflect on these things. Turn on some binaural beats, 432 hertz, listen to it, ask to be shown. Your universe will show you, okay? All right, guys. So I love you. Much love and respect to everyone out there. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. We're going to close this with a prayer. So I just want to say thank you, guys. Thank you to the Mother. Thank you to the Father. Thank you to the four corners. Thank you to the four elements for being here today. I just want to say thank you for the kindness. Thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the growth. Thank you for the courage. Thank you for the resilience. Thank you for the opportunity to transcend all my limitations and to really come back to who I am as the essence of soul. I pray for peace, healing, love, abundance, prosperity to find you right where you're at today. May you meet all levels of you, all beautiful versions of you. May they align to you in this now moment and show you the true embodiment of your own divine reflection. May your journey today be soft, loving, kind, and gentle. May you remember your spiritual power. May you forgive. And may you give generously and receive generously as well. May you find the value, the worth, the wealth within your own form to really know and discover the magic that exists within inside of you. I honor you, I bless you, I thank you, I love you. And as we close this out, I send you back with the highest form of love and truth and clarity, back to your own universe, back to your own heart, back to your own essence, back to your own true knowing. And we'll leave that there. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you again. Much love and respect to everyone out there. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. We'll be back tomorrow. Okay. And we're just going to keep flowing, rearranging, aligning, and keep loving. All right. See you guys soon.